really excited about this look. I'm going to post a collection of pictures that kind of inspired what I'm doing today on my website. I don't think that I can post them in this video because I don't have the rights to any of them. But they're mostly just pictures of like old celebrities and, you know, from the era where the power brow was really in. I'm going to use Painterly Paint Pot at the beginning. And I'm just going to put some on my finger. And I'm putting that all the way up to my brow. I'm going to use Blanc Type, which is a matte highlight color, and I've used like all of it. It's this one here. And it's a perfect highlight for my skin tone. It's just lighter than my skin. And I'm going to use that with my 252 brush, and I'm just going to put that up here, right underneath where my brow is going to be. For my lid, I'm going to swipe a little bit of Shroom, which is this one. It's another light kind of champagne-y color, but this one has a frost to it. So it's a little bit shimmery. And I'm just going to sweep this across my lid. Now I'm going to use a little bit of a corally pink color. It's called Peppier, and let's see if I can show you. It's this one here, and I'm going to use my 217 brush and get just a tiny bit. You can see it has that like coral to it, and I'm just going to put that right in my crease. And I'll tell you why. The reason is because it's going to soften up the brown that I put in my crease and add a little bit of the coral to it. I don't want my focus to be on my eyeshadow. I want it to be on the shape of my eye and the shape of my brow. So I'm not really adding a lot of color that will distract from that. I'm also keeping my lid really light, as you can see. Now I'm going to take just a brown. This is called Rich Flesh. It's similar to Kid or Wedge, just a really light brown color. And I'm just going to take that and concentrate it right on the outer corner and bring it into my crease a little bit as well. Just to kind of deepen that color. Alright, next up I'm going to use Blacktrack Fluidline, and this is just my favorite black liner. So I'm going to start off really thin along my lashes. There you go. Now, this is kind of weird, but I'm going to take my liner and I'm going to line on the bottom. I'm going to line underneath my lashes, and I'm going to start about a couple centimeters in. So you notice the corner of my eye is completely free of liner. I like to smudge that a little bit with my finger. And I'll show you why I'm doing this in a minute. I was looking at pictures of Audrey. I said that like we're friends. Me and Audrey, you know. And I noticed that her makeup artist used this trick where he left the corner completely free of liner, and then he took a white liner, and I assume it's a he. It could have been a she. And lined the waterline first. With a white liner, and that's to open up the eye. We do this, we know this. But then he also took it here and actually used it to open up her eye that way too, which I found really interesting, and I have to try it. By the way, this is fascinating eye kohl that I just used. Ooh. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. And I'm going to put mascara and fake lashes on because I don't really think that this look is appropriate without it. The lashes I'm using are MAC number 36s. They look like this. They get longer at the end and kind of fan out, and these are my favorite lashes. Okay, so you can see that I look kind of funny with my eyes all really defined and then just my regular brows. I have nothing on my brows right now. And the reason for that is because I typically do draw my brows in or fill them in a little bit darker. My hair is dark and I just prefer the darker brow look anyways. But I want to say that the strong brow doesn't necessarily have to be a black brow. And that's why I call it the power brow, because it's just a really defined, arched look. But it can be the same color as your eyebrows. So I'm using a MAC 212 brush. It's just a flat brush. The color I use for my brows is Showstopper, which recently launched again with all races, I think. So I just get a little bit on my brush. Now, when I'm starting to define the brow, the first place that I go is in the middle of the brow. The reason for this is that typically your brow is going to be a little bit lighter here. You can see naturally it's a little bit sparser, the hair is, so it's a little bit lighter on the inside towards the bridge of the nose. So I'm going to start here so that my powder is concentrated in the middle. And right now I'm just filling my brow in. And what I'm doing is I am starting to shape it as well. So this is kind of dependent on what your eyebrows look like, what look you're going for. But I am going to make it a really defined brow. Probably a little bit more defined than I would do on a normal day. The first way that I'm doing this is I'm just arching it really strongly. I'm extending that tail. Yeah. And I think that I've talked about this before, but if you're wondering how you should arch your brow, I look really funny. Basically, you want to follow the guidelines. If you just take a straight brush or anything from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, that's about where your brow should start. Then I take from the corner to the nose to the corner of the eye. That's where I like to end my brow. Perfect. And then from the corner of your nose through the center of your eye is where it should arch. Which it looks perfect. And if you want a thicker brow, if you have a thicker brow, that's totally cool. Audrey Hepburn had really thick eyebrows, and she's known for that, and it looks spectacular on her. So go for it if you have thicker brows. Now when I start to go towards the beginning part of my eyebrow, like I said, I'm trying to keep the darkest part of the powder away from that. So what I'm doing is I'm starting here where I already have powder and just kind of working my way out so it naturally fades a little bit. And just fill them in until you're satisfied. I love eyebrows. Oh my god, they're my favorite thing. Alright, so we have to remember that eyebrows are sisters and not twins, and therefore they're not going to look identical unless you have really symmetrical features, and that's great for you. Everyone hates you. Just kidding. But I'm going to do the same for this eye. Of course, I'm going to follow the shape of this eyebrow, though, and not this one, because they are different eyebrows. So we have a very defined brow. I love it. I'm going to use some blush ombres that came out in Spring Color Forecast. This is Springshine, and it is a gold to a brown color. For us pale girls, it's awesome for contouring. Oh, it's spectacular for that. These are like one of my favorite new products, I think. Like, they're incredible. So I'm going to start here with the dark brown color. This is a 118 brush. 116, my bad. And I'm going to contour. Done. No, you just want to make sure you blend that out. Very nice. Alright, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of color on my cheeks. I'm going to use Ripe Peach. And for this one, I'm going to use my 168 brush, and I'm going to swirl it. So I'm getting the light peach to the darker coral color. And then I'm just going to, I'm really lightly going in a circular motion on the apples of my cheeks. And then bring it up a little bit to blend in with the contour. Okay, so right now I just have honey salve on my lips. I'm going to do a little bit of a colored lip. A lot of the old Hollywood stars, when they had the power brow, would wear a red lip as well, which is a beautiful, beautiful look. So I'm going to use VIVA GLAM CYNDI, which looks like this, and it's a coral red, and it's actually a gorgeous color. I really encourage you to go and get them, not just because it's for a great cause, but because it's really a beautiful color, and they will be limited to a year. I wish that I had like chicory, maybe even auburn pencil, but I don't, so I'm going to use Brick as my liner. I'm just going to use it really softly. And then VIVA GLAM CYNDI, oh, gorgeous. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I think that you can really manipulate it, of course, to fit your face, and it's just a gorgeous classic look. And of course you're rocking the really confident power brow. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you have any requests for future videos, let me know. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.